Hi, this is Tej Arora. I'm an AWS Certified Solutions Architect Associate. In the AWS Quick Learn series, I will cover AWS services and features in short videos. These videos will provide a quick 360-degree coverage of a service or feature. They are suitable for those preparing for an exam or an interview or just want to refresh their knowledge. In this video, I will recommend a learning plan and resources for those looking to become certified solutions architects. This is based on my experience becoming certified. Let's look at the learning plan. I have grouped AWS services into logical chunks. For example, foundation, cost management, system management, and so on. Also, I've ordered these groups so that earlier lessons serve as a background for later lessons. Some topics such as security, networking, compute, etc. are broken into core services that are earlier in the timeline and additional services that come later. You should start with the basic foundation, get your own account and understand the support plans and look at the free tier and understand it. The best way to learn about the services would be hands-on using your own account. Global infrastructure is fundamental. Learn about regions and availability zones and edge location support. Tagging is used by almost every service and it's also used for cost management and various other useful reasons. And understand that AWS services are accessed via many channels. The management console, the REST APIs, every service has an API, the command line interface, and there are software development kits or SDKs for various languages, which make it easy to call the APIs. Cost management is important to understand early because cost optimization is one of the basic pillars of the well-architected framework. And these are the various modules you should look at. There is a good paper on how pricing works. Take a good look at it. And the other tools are Cost Explorer, budgets, the cost and usage reports, calculators. Moving on to system management. Again, it's a basic prerequisite. Whenever you create any resources, you're very likely to be using CloudWatch and CloudTrail. Security is next, then networking, and in that study VPC. And security, by the way, just IAM to begin with. It comes very early in the timeline because every service and every interaction between services and between you and the services requires identities, permission policies, and so on. Now, in the compute segment, you should look at EBS, EC2, and ELB, the load balancer. Then on to S3 as part of the storage category. S3 is a foundational backbone for many services. It's important to learn it early. Databases, look at RDS. Databases are part of almost all architectures. It's one of the important areas. Look at autoscaling. This falls in the system management / compute category. Moving on to other parts of networking, CloudFront, Route 53, and Global Accelerator. And then the next important aspects in the security category, Web Application Firewall and Shield, Firewall Manager, and AWS Artifact. Then expand the compute category by learning about Lightsail and Elastic Beanstalk. CloudFormation comes next. It's a really important part of system management and in the operational excellence pillar in the well-architected framework, CloudFormation is a key service. Move on to more topics in the database category. Look at DynamoDB, Amazon Redshift, and Elasticache. Then another model of storage. S3 was object storage. This EFS and FSX provide file storage services. Look at some of the on-premise services AWS supports, such as Storage Gateway, Snow Family, and Direct Connect. These are important to put cloud migration into context. Many enterprises are on a journey moving from on-premises infrastructures to cloud infrastructures. So it's important to understand the supporting services for that. Now, serverless is an important architectural paradigm in the cloud era. So it's important to understand it well. API Gateway, Lambda, and serverless application repository are the topics you should look at. Understand containers. They enable microservice architectures. Elastic Container Registry, Elastic Container Service, and the Elastic Kubernetes Service. Now, expanding the security horizon, there's a lot more services, supporting services. So take a look at Resource Access Manager, Cognito for mobile applications, Secrets Manager, Guard Duty, Inspector, Macy, Single Sign-On Services, Certificate Manager, Key Management Service, the Cloud HSM, Hardware Security, Module Security Hub, and Detective. Now, analytics is another really important part of most modern architectures. So understand Athena, Elastic MapReduce, Cloud Search, Elastic Search Service for log analysis, and Kinesis. Now, application integration is an important area, and typically most architectures will be considering these. So step functions, SNS, SQS, and workflow service are important in this area. Now, some more supporting services that enable system management are organizations, config, service catalog, systems manager, trusted advisor, control tower, the well-architected tool, personal health dashboards, launch wizards, and compute optimizer. It's important to take a look at the development support because it's good to have the end-to-end perspective from inception of an idea through development, test, and deployment into production. So this forms an important part of the entire ecosystem. Now, after you've gone through learning about all of these, at this point in the timeline, take a look at the well-architected framework. It puts all of the services you've learned about in perspective in the context of key architectural driving principles. And one of the aspects that is referenced in the well-architected framework often is continuous improvement. So stay current, look at the blogs, AWS blogs, and there's a What's New channel where latest features and improvements and pricing reductions are announced. This will help you keep your architecture optimal. Imagine the architecture to be a living, breathing thing, and you need to continuously monitor and optimize. Now, there's a lot of areas to learn, and it's important to know how to prioritize the areas and spend more time on the ones that are more important. If you look at the exam guide, the CSAA exam guide, the service areas that are marked as priority areas are compute, networking, storage, database, deployment and management, global infrastructure, security, decoupling mechanisms or app integration mechanisms, and elasticity of services. And the characteristics of solution architectures that are emphasized are, they're multi-tier architectures, they're highly available, fault tolerant, resilient, they're scalable, they're secure, cost optimal, and performance optimal. Given these areas of focus, the recommendation I have towards prioritizing the areas to learn is as follows. So I have marked all the areas I talked about with a 1, 2, or 3, 1 being the highest priority and 3 being the lowest priority. So go deeper in areas marked 1, spend more time on them, and spend the least amount of time on 3s. So I'll just quickly scroll over the different areas I had talked about so you get an idea of what are 1s and 2s and 3s. So foundation, cost management, system management, IAM, VPC, EBS, EC2, ELB, S3, RDS, auto scaling, CloudFront, Route 53, Global Accelerator, WAF and Shield. These are all 1s. Firewall Manager and Artifact are 3s. Lightsail, Elastic Beanstalk, CloudFormation, DynamoDB, Redshift, Elasticache, EFS, FSX, Storage Gateway, Snow Family, and Direct Connect are 2s. And also all the serverless components, API Gateway, Lambda, Serverless Application Repository are 2s. Containers, services are 3s. And in the rest of the security services, Cognito is a 2. Other than that, the rest are 3s. In the analytics area, pay a little attention to Athena and Kinesis. The rest of the services are 3s. In the app integration area, step functions and workflow are 3s. SNS and SQS are 2s. And in the management area, trusted advisor is the most important. A little bit of attention on organizations, and the rest are threes. Developer tools is a 3, well-architected framework is a 1, and keeping current is a 1. Let me just point out that this is my perspective and my opinion based on my experience learning and writing the exam. Now let's look at resources that you can leverage in your preparations for becoming a certified solutions architect. At a high level, it's important to be doing hands-on work using your account, using the free tier. This is the best way to learn. There is a vast amount of information out there, huge number of services, and the best way to make it stick in your mind is to try the hands-on labs. There's practice exams to test what you've learned and to identify areas that you need to focus on some more. Discussion forums are a great way to learn from the others who are ahead in the journey and to also help share your knowledge with others. It really refines your understanding of features and concepts and services. And finally, documentation gives you all the support, the reference support you need whenever you have doubts or questions or you need to go deeper into a specific area. So let's go over them one by one. Now, note that whenever I mention any company or a resource, I am not affiliated with any of these. I'm just providing the information as a objective third party. Now, there's many places you can go to for hands-on labs. You can take professional courses offered by many organizations that include hands-on labs. But if you want to access some freely available resources, Quick Labs has a number of free hands-on labs you can run. AWS well-architected labs, there's a number of labs that are documented that you can follow through on your own. And this is where you can find it, wellarchitectedlabs.com. And AWS also has a lot of hands-on tutorials over here. You can take a look at the hyperlink. I will also put these links in the description section. Now, practice exams, these are just a few that I'm aware of. I'm sure there's a lot more places where you can find practice exams. AWS has its own training program. It costs a lot of money, but it's from the source. A Cloud Guru has a lot of courses, which include practice exams and quizzes. And similarly, Udemy, WizLabs, and so on. Once again, I want to reiterate that I'm not affiliated with any of these organizations. Discussion forums, you can find them on AWS and there is no charge for using them. A Cloud Guru has a lot of discussion forums, but you have to be a subscriber, and so does WizLabs.com. Documentation, it's best to primarily rely on AWS documentation because it's official, it's the source of truth. There's extremely useful white papers and you can find them at this link. There's blogs you can look at to stay current, the What's New channel to stay current. And this is, I think, one of the most important resources for solutions architects. This has a lot of resources, including sample real-world architectures you can look at, real-world architectural diagrams, and so on. And finally, the FAQs. AWS has FAQs for every single service they provide. And these you can learn pretty much 70 to 80% about a service by just going through the FAQs. Of course, there's also the developer guides and user guide documentation for every service. So that completes this video. Hope you found it useful. Thanks for watching the video. If you found it useful, please consider clicking on the like and subscribe buttons. If you can leave a comment about what you liked and what could improve, I would really appreciate that. Thanks again.